Yes. So now see here. This is the first part that we are going to learn, introduction. Now why we should learn, that is what is explained in the textbook. Let us see, let us read. Suppose the students of a school are visiting Qutub Minar. So here you have the picture of the Qutub Minar. Now if a student is looking at the top of a minar, a right triangle can be imagined to be made. So if you are looking at the top of a minar, then you see the child is here. Can you see the right triangle that is being made?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, from here he is looking straight. From his side we are drawing a line. It is reaching here. From his leg, from the ground, sorry, I am not drawing it clearly. From the ground it is this straight line that is coming over. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now from this his eye standard you can see the line going up, and so there is an angle formed here. There is an angle formed here, and this angle is going to be right angle. Okay, this angle is going to be right angle. So this is what we are learning today. Do you get me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So when the child is looking at the Qutub Minar like this, the question is, can the student find out the height of the minar? When you just look at the minar like this, can you find the height of the minar without actually measuring it? That is the question. Now, how can you find the height of the minar without actually measuring it? This measurement we can do. It is from the ground, isn't it? This length we can measure the distance from the ground. Only for measuring that vertical height we have a problem, right? Now, if we can measure the distance from the ground and if we can get the angle using which we are seeing it, then how are we going to measure the height? Without actually using the tape and all, how we can take the height of the Qutub Minar? That is what you are going to learn in this chapter. Second thing, suppose a girl is sitting on a balcony of her house. You can see the girl. Girl is sitting here on the balcony of a house and located on the bank of a river. Her house is on the bank of a river. She is looking down at a flower pot placed on a stair of a temple. Here, she is looking at this flower pot. Here you can see the flower pot. Can you see that? This is the flower pot. She is looking at the flower pot placed at the stair of a temple. Now, you know the height at which the person is sitting. If you know the height at which the person is sitting, can you find the width of the river? Now the question is, if this height is given, can you find this width of the river? Okay, how will you find the width of the river? If you know the height of the person who is sitting, the balcony height, if you can measure that balcony height, the flower pot is on the other side of the river. By looking at the flower pot, can you find the width of the, can you calculate the width of the river? Understood? Now the third part, this type of question comes again and again. Suppose a hot balloon is flying in the air. This is a hot balloon. Balloon is flying on its own. Let it be balloon or kite or whatever. Now a girl is walking with her mother and she spots a balloon at A, at position A. Okay. After some time, what does she see? The balloon has already floated and it has reached the position B. So the girl is looking at first at A and then after some time she is seeing it at B. Now the question is, if it is, can you find the altitude of B from the ground? This height, can you find this height? That is the question. How high is the balloon? Okay. In all these questions we have, what all things we have?
Right angle.
We have height and distances. All these things, yes, correct. It is correct only. We have right angles. We are finding out the height and distances. In all these things, we have triangles. And all the triangles, we are taking it as right angle. So, trigonometry is all about triangles, right triangles. And then it is, tri means how much?
3.
Tri means 3. Tri means
3.
3. Gon means sides. And metron means measure.
Measurement.
Measure.
So measure of the three sides, that means triangles. That is what? The study of the measure of the three sides of a triangle. That is known as trigonometry. Understood? This is what you are going to learn today in trigonometry. Now let us go. Stop sharing. Now let us start with. Okay. There is nothing. I haven't prepared anything for the day. We'll just start. Okay. See ya. So we are learning the chapter that is trigonometry. It is all about the measures. You must have read somewhere about trigonometry, sine, cos and all. You must have already heard. Did you hear such things?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So today we are going to learn what it is all about. Just understand these things very fast, very nicely. Then this is the easiest part. Trigonometry is the easiest of mathematics. It is a branch of mathematics. It is very easy, but you have to understand the basic of that. So trigonometry, I told you, it is all about triangles. And what we are learning in triangles? It is all. What are we learning in triangles? In trigonometry? It is all about right triangles. Not all the triangles. We don't consider all the triangles here. We are considering only right triangles. Okay. So we'll consider only. So we are considering only right triangles. Now right triangles also I told you, when I take a triangle, then we have an angle that is formed here. Let the triangle be ABC and it is right angled at B. We are taking an angle C. Okay, angle C can be taken as theta also. This symbol we call it as theta. What's the word?
Theta.
Theta. Yes. So we have heard about alpha. This is alpha. This is beta. These are all Greek alphabets. This is beta. And here we have theta. That is for measuring an angle. Then we have omega. W you call it as omega. There are so many symbols. Okay. So in right angle triangles we are using for showing the angle. We are using it as theta. And then there is another one we call it as phi. When you put a 0 and then you draw in from inside. We call it as phi. Okay. It is known as phi. Simply phi. Phi. So these are the different symbols. So here I am using theta, or you can simply say angle C. Now in triangle ABC, what are the things you know? You know the three angles. Which are the three angles?
Angle B is 90 degree.
Angle A, angle B
Angle B.
and
Angle C.
angle C.
Angle C.
And you have the three sides. Which are the sides?
A B B C A C.
A,
A
B,
B
B,
B
C
C
B,
C
and
A.
B, C, and
AC.
AC.
So in any triangle we have three angles and three sides. Now in a right angle triangle, what is the specialty? Angle B is
One
equal
angle
to
is
90
90
degrees.
degree.
90
Then
degree.
what can you say about AC?
Longest side.
It is the longest side.
Hypotenuse.
It is
Hypotenuse.
Side.
known as the hypotenuse. It
Hypotenuse.
is the longest side and it is known as the hypotenuse. So these many things you know,
Hypotenuse.
isn't it? These many things you know. So this is hypotenuse. So this is our hypotenuse. Other things are just sides. Now, what I'm going to tell you next is about functions. Have you understood? Trigonometry is about triangles, measurement of triangles, sides and angles are there, the connection between them. And trigonometry deals only with right triangles. You are dealing only with right triangles here. Okay? And you have to find the relation between sides and angles. Now, for finding the sides and angles, first let me talk about functions. Okay, for example, there is a box here. Something I am putting in. This is my input. Okay, and in this box, some function takes place and then I get the output. Okay, think of it as I am putting 2 into this and output I am getting it as 10. So what is happening inside is it is multiple of 5 into 5. When I put 2, I get 2 into 5, 10. When I put 3, what will I get?
As
15.
half plus
I'll get 15. 3 into 5, 15. Isn't it? Similarly, there are some trigonometric functions. Okay. There are some trigonometric functions. That is, you are putting an angle of a triangle inside. You are putting an angle 30 inside. And a function is going on, that is sine function. Then you get something as output. Okay. So we are going to learn about these functions today. That is about sine sine, cosine cosine, and then we have tangent, T-A-N-G-E-N-T, tangent. These three functions are the main functions of trigonometry: sine function, cosine function, and tangent function. These are the three main functions: sine, cosine, and tangent. Now, when you write it as sine, we remove this e and we write it as sine of angle, that is sine 30, or sine of theta, sine theta, or we write of sine of angle A, that is sine A. That means it is a function. Like you write 2 into 5. This into 5 is what? It is a function. Understood? What is happening to 2? 2 is multiplied 5 times. Similar way, sine 30 means what is happening to this angle 30? It is sine of this angle 30 we have to find out. That is what we call about function. So we are finding out sine and then cosine. For cosine we use only cos. Okay. And for tangent we use only tan. So these are the three main things you are learning. Sin, if I write it as sine. Cos, if I write it as cos. And tan, if I write it as tan. If I write sine 30, it is not sine into 30. For example, if I write 5a, 5a if I write, this is 5 into a, isn't it? But sine 30 if I write, don't mistake it as sine into 30. It is not multiplication. It is not multiplication. Sine 30 means it is a function of this angle 30. Sine is a function. Okay, this much you should understand. It is a function. It is not multiplication or anything. It is a function. Now, what is this function? Let us see. I'm just talking about sine now. What is this function? Sine function. So, I have a right triangle. A, B, C. I have right angled at B. Now, I have to find sine of angle C. Sine of angle C. How will you write? Sine function is given as, you can easily learn, you have to open it or remember it. Sine function is given as opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side by hypotenuse. Wherever the right angle is there, we know the hypotenuse. Which is the hypotenuse here?
AC.
AC.
Hypotenuse is AC, opposite to right angle. Whichever side comes opposite to right angle, that is the hypotenuse. Now we are asked to find angle C. Angle C, sine of angle C. Sine of angle C, what did they say? Sine function is given by opposite side by hypotenuse. So what is
AB
opposite
by
side here?
AB
Opposite
by
of this
AC.
angle is
B by AC.
AB. By hypotenuse is
AC.
AC. Understood? So sine function means opposite side by hypotenuse. That is AB by AC. Now if I ask sine function of A, sine of A, how will you get?
BC by AC.
Sine of
B
A
by
function if I give, that is equal to BC.
BC by AC.
Opposite of A is BC. BC by AC. Denominator has to
AC.
be hypotenuse. Got it? BC by AC. Sine A is equal to BC by AC. So this is the first function. What is that? Sine function. How do you get the sine function? Sine is equal to
Opposite side by
sine of angle theta.
hypotenuse.
Any theta. Sine of angle.
opposite
Sine theta is equal to opposite side by
of
hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
Understood?
Hypotenuse.
So it is the function is a relation between the angle, whichever be the angle. Now if I mark this as theta, this is angle C. Or if I mark this as theta, it is sine of A, or if sine of C. Understood? So theta is just an angle, any angle. So sine theta is equal to relation between the angle, sine function and the sides. If it is sine function, then it is opposite side by hypotenuse. Now if I am taking cosine, cos of C. Sine is opposite side by hypotenuse. Cos of C is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay, cos is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So if I am taking C, now again I am taking C, angle C. What will be adjacent side? What do you mean by adjacent side?
BC.
Adjacent, you should understand the side next to the same thing.
BC.
So this is our adjacent side. When it comes to C, opposite is opposite, you know. Then
AB.
adjacent side. This is hypotenuse. What is the side left?
BC.
BC is left. So this is our adjacent side here. Adjacent side is equal to BC by hypotenuse is AC. Or if I want cos of A, how will I get Adit? Adit, what will be cos of A? Now I am considering this angle A. Angle A is what I am considering.
AB by AC.
Adjacent side is? It should be
AB.
adjacent side.
AB.
Adjacent side is touching it. The same thing. That is AB.
AB. AB by AC.
AB by AC. So I told you there are three main functions, that is sine, cos and sine, cos
Tan.
and
Tan. Tan.
yes. So
Tan.
now cos theta, what do you get? It is adjacent side by
Side by hypotenuse.
hypotenuse. Understood? Again, it is a relation between angle and the sides, ratio of the sides. The third one is, I told you it is tan theta. Now tan function, how will you get the tan function? Tan C is equal to, what you get is, it is opposite side by adjacent side. Tan C is opposite side by adjacent side. Okay, so if I am taking C here,
AB by BC.
AB by BC.
what is opposite to C?
AB.
Opposite to C is AB. Opposite is AB.
AB.
Then what will be adjacent?
BC.
BC.
BC. Because AC is hypotenuse.
BC.
So adjacent is BC. AB by BC. Now similarly, if I ask tan A, what is tan A?
BC by
I'm
AB.
taking this angle.
BC by
AB by
AB.
BC.
BC by AB.
Tan A. What is the adjacent side of A?
AB.
Adjacent is AB. Here adjacent is AB. Opposite side is?
BC.
BC.
So opposite we have BC by AB.
AB.
BC by AB. Have you understood this? These three
Yes,
things
ma'am.
are the main things. If you have understood these three, then trigonometric function is almost over. This is the main thing that you have to understand first. What is sine function? Sine of an angle means it is opposite side by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse has to come means it has to be always a right triangle. So in a right triangle, one side is always hypotenuse, that is left. Then we have the other two sides. Other two sides which is coming opposite and which is coming adjacent, you have to know. When it comes to sine function, sine is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. And when it comes to cos function, it is adjacent by hypotenuse. And tan is opposite by adjacent. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us see the relation between all these three. Tell me, what did I tell you about sine function? Sine theta is equal to
Opposite side by hypotenuse.
opposite by hypotenuse. What did I tell you about cos?
Adjacent by
Adjacent by hypotenuse.
Adjacent by hypotenuse. And what did I tell you about tan theta?
Opposite by
Opposite side and adjacent.
Opposite by adjacent, isn't it? Now let us see sine by cos. I am taking sine theta divided by cos theta. Okay. If I am taking sine theta divided by cos theta, you know, if I take it as x divided by y, that can be written as x into 1 by y. Can you write it that way? X by y. Can you write it as x into 1 by y?
Yes.
Is it the same? Y is in the denominator. Y is in the denominator means y is 1 by y. Therefore, x by y is nothing but x into 1 by y. Clear? So, similar way I can write here sine theta by cos theta is equal to sine theta into 1 by cos theta. Okay. Now tell me what is sine theta?
Opposite by hypotenuse.
Opposite by
Hypotenuse.
hypotenuse into 1 by
One
cos theta. What is cos theta?
adjacent by adjacent
Adjacent by
by
hypotenuse.
Adjacent
hypotenuse.
by hypotenuse. Now what happens? 1 by. How will you do that? 1 by. If you are taking it up, what will happen?
Hypotenuse by
Reciprocal.
adjacent.
Hypotenuse by
Reciprocal if you take, you get hypotenuse by
adjacent.
adjacent, isn't it? So what happens?
Hypotenuse get cancelled.
Hypotenuse and hypotenuse, it is the same triangle, so hypotenuse gets cancelled. What do you get?
Opposite by adjacent. Tan
Opposite
theta.
by
Opposite by adjacent.
adjacent. You get
Tan.
opposite by adjacent. What is that?
Tan.
Opposite by adjacent is
Tan.
Tan.
tan theta. So in effect, there are only two functions, that is sine theta and cos theta. Sine theta by cos theta gives you tan theta. Clear? So now we have
Yes,
learned
ma'am.
one more thing. Sine theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta. Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now have you written
Yes,
in your
ma'am.
Yes,
notebook?
ma'am.
Have you written in your notebook what is sine theta?
Yes.
What is cos
Yes,
theta?
ma'am.
Yes.
What is tan
Yes, ma'am.
theta? And the relation between sine theta, cos theta and tan theta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
What's the
Yes.
relation between sine theta, cos theta and tan theta?
Sin theta by cos theta equal tan theta.
Sine theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta.
Tan theta.
Okay. So we got all these functions. Now these are the three direct functions. Now we have reciprocal functions. Reciprocal functions. It is very easy to remember. Reciprocal means if it is x, then what is the reciprocal of x?
1 by x.
1 by x, isn't it? So if it is sine theta, what will be the reciprocal?
1 by sine theta.
Yes, it will be 1 by sine theta. That is equal to 1 by sine theta, you can write it as 1 by, how will you write? What is sine theta? How will you
Opposite
get?
side by hypotenuse.
Opposite side by hypotenuse.
Hypot
Now, if you take it up, what will you get?
hypotenuse by opposite side.
That is equal to
Opposite side.
hypotenuse by opposite side. Just ulta of sine theta. What do we call it?
Cosec.
Cosec theta.
Yes, this we call it as cosec theta. There are three functions, sine theta, cos theta and tan theta. Now we
Tan
are going to
theta.
find the reciprocal of all those three. So sine theta reciprocal is 1 by sine theta. So you get cosec theta. 1 by sine theta is cosec theta. അപ്പോൾ സൈൻ തീറ്റനെ നേരെ തിരിച്ചിടുക. സൈൻ തീറ്റ നമുക്ക് ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ് ബൈ ഹൈപ്പോട്ട്ന്യൂസ് കിട്ടി. അപ്പോൾ സൈൻ തീറ്റനെ നേരെ തിരിച്ചിട്ടാൽ ഹൈപ്പോട്ട്ന്യൂസ് ബൈ
Opposite side.
opposite side.
Opposite side.
Cosec
So
theta.
same way you tell me cos theta. Cos theta and reciprocal. What is cos theta and reciprocal?
Hypotenuse by adjacent.
1 by cos theta. So cos theta ne tala tirichidua. So what will you get?
Hypotenuse by adjacent.
Hypotenuse by adjacent.
Adjacent.
Hypotenuse by adjacent. That is equal to, there is a name for that.
Sec theta.
Cosec.
Sec theta. Okay, you are learning. Cosec theta, sec theta. Then we have tan theta. Tan theta, if we make it ulta, What do we get? 1 by tan theta.
1 by sin theta.
By tan theta.
The opposite side by adjacent.
Tan theta is
Adjacent.
equal to opposite by adjacent.
Adjacent by opposite.
Adjacent by opposite.
Now we'll get adjacent by
opposite.
opposite. Adjacent by
Opposite.
opposite. That is, the name for it is
Cot theta.
cot.
Cot
Cot theta.
So now we got 6 functions. Now we got 6 functions. What are the 6 functions? First one is sin theta,
Sin theta.
Sin theta, cos
cos theta, and
Tan theta.
tan theta.
cosec theta,
Then the reciprocal.
theta,
Sin theta it is cosec theta,
cosec, sec theta,
Cosec theta.
sec theta, and cot theta. Have you understood this much?
Yes.
3 direct functions, that is sine, cos and tan. Then 3 reciprocal functions, that are cosec, sec and cot. So you can directly write. So total we have 6 functions. Sine, reciprocal of sine is known as cosec. Cos, reciprocal of cos is known as sec. And reciprocal of tan is known as cot theta. Have you understood?
Yes.
Shall I
Yes,
ask you
ma'am.
questions?
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Let us see what is there in our textbook. Can you see the textbook?
we are not listening.
Just one second. Yes. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
So trigonometric
ma'am.
ratios, we have seen adjacent side and opposite side. How it is coming adjacent and opposite, if we are taking angle A, then opposite to that angle it is the opposite side. The side connected with it is known as adjacent side. Now connected sides there are 2. This side is also connected, but the longer side is, we call it as hypotenuse. So that cannot be the adjacent. We take the other side as the adjacent. Clear? So adjacent side, opposite side and hypotenuse is there. So with all those things, we got all the angles. So we got all the angles here, trigonometric ratios. These are the trigonometric ratios that we have to learn. The trigonometric ratios are, what are the trigonometric ratios you learned?
Sin theta,
Yes.
cos theta.
cos theta,
Sine of,
tan theta,
sine of
Tan
angle
theta.
A, we write it as, it is SINE, but we write it as sine A. That E is not written actually. Sine of angle A is sine A. Cosine of angle A is cos A.
cos,
Tangent of angle A is
tan A,
tan A. Cosecant of A is
cosec A,
cosec A.
Sec A.
Secant of A is
sec A,
sec A. Cotangent, that is
cot A,
cot A.
Cot A.
Okay, we'll take it all as simple. Sine A, cos A, tan A, cosec A, sec A and cot A. Is there any doubt in any of these things?
no, ma'am.
No. Now you see, these ratios, they are known as the trigonometric ratios. And one angle is 90 degrees. So what about the other 2 angles? Will it be obtuse angle, acute angle, right angle?
Acute angles,
Yes,
acute
the other
angles,
2 angles are going to
angle.
be acute
Acute.
angles. Understood? Now you see, there is a thing written here. Can you read this? The values of the trigonometric ratios of an angle do not vary with the length of the sides of the triangle if the angle remains the same. I told you ratio sin theta, if I say sin theta is equal to opposite side, that is if it is C, or we can take opposite side by hypotenuse. Now if opposite side and hypotenuse, now this is a small triangle I am drawing here. This is the angle theta. Now if this distance is increasing, it is coming up to here, you think. Then also will the ratio remain the same? The distance is increasing, the angle is remaining the same. Will the ratio of opposite side by hypotenuse remain the same?
When the Side increase also, hypotenuse also will increase. No?
Yes, we need the right angle triangle. So if it is distance is till here, then from there we need the right angle. Understood? So when you draw the perpendicular from there, then you have to extend this also. The angle is remaining the same, but what happens? Hypotenuse also is increasing. Can you see? As the distance is increasing, hypotenuse is also increasing. Can you see that? This is what they have explained here. Here you can see. The angle is remaining the same. See, this is the angle theta, angle A. The measure of the angle is theta. It can be 30 degree, 45 degree, 20 degree, anything. The measure of the angle is theta. Now that measure is not changing. It is remaining the same. Distance is first from A to M. Then from M, when you draw the perpendicular, AP is the hypotenuse. Now when the distance is increased, it is moved from M to B. Then from there, when you draw the right angle triangle, then the hypotenuse is also increasing correspondingly. Can you see? A to N, when you move, then the hypotenuse is again increasing. So what happens? If the angle is same, the ratio is also going to be same. Do you understand? So if the triangle is becoming bigger or smaller, it does not change the ratio. The ratio remains the same. That is why it is a function. Are you getting me? Are you getting my point? Hello children, are you getting my point?
Ma'am, it will be proportional all the time when we
Yeah.
increase or decrease.
Yes, it has to be. Because it is a right angle triangle. The angle is not changing. Therefore, it has to be. Okay. Now, let us look at exercise 8.1. Are you ready?
Yes.
In triangle, right triangle ABC, right angled at B. So, we can draw a right triangle ABC here. It is right angled at B. So, B is here. In a right triangle ABC, right angled at B, AB equal to 24. ABC. AB is equal to 24 centimeter and BC is equal to 7 centimeter. Determine sin A, cos A, sin C, cos C. Tell me what will be sin A. 24 is given, 7 is given. This is the right angle. So what is the hypotenuse?
CA.
Yes, this is our hypotenuse. Can you find the hypotenuse?
Yes.
It is a right angle triangle. So how will you find the hypotenuse?
Pythagoras theorem.
Pythagoras theorem. So apply Pythagoras theorem. AC square is equal to the other two sides. Square of the other two
7
sides. 7
square
square
plus
plus
24 square.
24 square. So what is 7 square?
49. 49.
Plus 24 square is
40, 576,
570.
5?
76,
576. So what do you get? 576 plus 49?
625,
25.
625. So AC square is
25.
625. What is AC?
25.
Root of 625 is
25.
25. So this is going to be 25. So the triangle we have is a small right triangle is there. I told you this is B, this is A and this is a C. And it is given this is 7, this is 24 and we get the longer side as 25. Now you have to tell me what is sin A in this.
7 by 25.
Opposite side, opposite to sin is opposite by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
So what is opposite
So
of A?
7 by 25.
Opposite
7
of
by
A is 7.
25.
7 by 25. Correct.
25.
7 by 25.
5,
What will be cos A?
25. Adjacent by hypotenuse. 24 by 25.
Adjacent by hypotenuse.
24 by 25.
Correct. 24 by 25. Got it? Now we have to write sin C. What will be sin C?
A B
The angle C.
by 20,
Sin
24 by
opposite to D.
24 by
4 by
25.
25.
Opposite to C is 24. So we get 24 by 25.
25.
What will be cos C?
7 by 25.
7 by
Adjacent
25.
side is 7. 7 by 25.
725.
Isn't it easy?
25.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it easy? Yes. This is simply what you have to do. Okay. This is the simplest thing that you have to do over here. Now let me take a rubber and eraser and then let me clear the whole thing. Let us move on to the next question. First question, have you understood how to write?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Second one, how will we go to the second one? Second question. See the second question. There is PQR, the triangle is already given there. This is the triangle PQR. The question is, find tan P minus cot R. Find tan P minus cot R.
First find the base.
First find which is the hypotenuse. Know which is hypotenuse, which is adjacent side, which is opposite side. That you have to decide first. It is tan of P. Tan theta, what have we learned?
QR by PQ.
Opposite.
What is tan theta? How do you find tan theta? What is the ratio?
Yes, ma'am.
Opposite, opposite by adjacent side.
Yes. Tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent side. So,
Opposite side by adjacent.
So I'm going to write it over here. Tan theta is equal to
QR by PQ.
opposite by adjacent. Then tan P will be equal to what? This is P.
QR by PQ.
Opposite. Opposite is QR.
QR by PQ.
QR by
by
adjacent
PQ.
is PQ. QR by
PQ.
PQ. What is QR?
Pythagoras.
Pythagoras. How will you find QR?
Have to find.
Let us find QR. QR square is equal to, which is the longest side?
PR.
Yeah.
We know that longest side at hypotenuse square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. Isn't it? So if you want only QR square, then PQ will go to the other side. What will you get?
PR square minus PQ square.
PR square minus PQ square. I don't have to teach this again. This is what we learned in 7th standard, and last class also we learned it in triangles. So you should be knowing by now. So what do you get? What is PR? 13 square
13
minus
169.
12 square.
169 minus 144.
169
Minus
minus
144.
144. What is the answer?
25.
25. So QR square is equal to 25. What is QR?
5.
Root of 25, that is equal to 5. So you get this side as 5. Now it is easy for you to do. Tan P is QR by PQ, that is equal to
5 by 12.
5 by 12.
5 by 12.
Now let us take cot R. What is cot R? Cot is opposite of tan. So adjacent by opposite. Adjacent by opposite. Adjacent to
12
R
by
by
5.
opposite. Adjacent to
5
R.
by
This is the
12
one
by
we are taking.
5.
Adjacent to R is? Again, what is
5.
5 by opposite is 12. Opposite to R is
12.
12. So adjacent by 5 by 12. Now what do you get? Tan P minus cot R. Tan P is 5 by 12. Cot R is also
5 by 12.
What do you get the answer?
0 by 12.
0.
5 by 12
0
minus
by
5 by 12
12.
is 0 by 12 is 0. 0 only, Srinan.
0.
0 by any number is 0.
0.
So the answer is 0. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Now look at the third question. Look at the third question. Third question I'll finish, and fourth and fifth you will be doing it as homework. You'll be doing it on your own. Third one I'll explain to you. Third one, what is the question? Sine A is equal to 3 by 4. How are you going to do it? Sine A. You should think sine means what? It is always a right triangle.
Opposite side by
It is always a right
hypotenuse.
triangle. Yes.
Opposite side by
Opposite
Opposite
by
side by
hypotenuse.
Opposite by
Hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
opposite side by hypotenuse. Yes, clear. Then what is given as opposite side?
3.
3.
Opposite side is 3 and hypotenuse
3.
is given as
4.
4.
4.
so how are you going to do this?
Figure.
Figure. Which one? There should be a triangle.
Hypotenuse
ABC.
4.
We don't know ABC or anything, but they haven't given us. They haven't given us whether it is ABC or anything. We can just we are just given a triangle with one angle as A, and it has to be a right angle triangle. So I have a right angle triangle, and this angle I am taking as A. If this angle is A, this is opposite. Sine is given as 3 by 4. So this is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So I can take it as opposite is it is a ratio. So I can take opposite is 3 into x. 3 into some number. And hypotenuse is 4 into some number. Because it is ratio. Ratio has to be simplified in the simplest form, isn't it? If I write it as 16 by 20 if I write, then the ratio will become 4 by 5, isn't it? Because I can divide numerator and denominator by 4. So 4 into 4 and 5 into 4. That is also the same ratio. So we can take it as 3x and 4x. Opposite side of A. Opposite to A is 3x and hypotenuse is 4x. What about the adjacent side then? Calculate cos A they have given. So we have to find the adjacent side. How will you find the adjacent side? This side, how will we find?
Pythagoras.
4x minus 3x square.
Pythagoras.
4x square
X
minus
is just
3x
right
square.
there. We can take it as 3 and 4 only because x whether you square it or not, it is going to be the same. So we'll take it as 3 and 4 for calculation. Okay. Just for understanding, I've told you it is 3x and 4x. You can calculate using simply as 3 and 4. So how will you find?
4 minus the 4 square minus 3 square.
4 square minus 3 square is equal to adjacent square. Isn't it? Adjacent side square. So 4 square is 16
16
minus 9. What will
minus
we get?
9. 5. Root 5. Adjacent side is root 5.
16 minus 9?
7.
7.
7.
7. Therefore, adjacent side is equal to root of
Roots
7. So
7.
you get this side as root of 7. You got this side as root of 7. Only Pythagoras theorem we are applying. 7th standard Pythagoras theorem we are applying. Then you tell me what will be cos A. Adjacent side by
Root 7
Root 7 by 4.
root
by
7 by
4.
4. What will be tan A?
3 by root 7.
3 by
3 by
3 by root
root
5.
7.
root 7. Opposite side by adjacent side. 3 by root 7. Clear? Similarly, I'll tell you how to do these questions also. See, 15 cot A equal to 8 is given. We are going to stop the class. I'll just tell you how to do this. 15 cot A equal to 8 is given. That means cot A is equal to 8 by 15. Cot A is equal to 8 by 15. What is cot?
Adjacent by opposite side.
Adjacent by opposite.
Adjacent by opposite. So whatever be the angle A, it is 8 is the adjacent side and 15 is the opposite side. So whichever triangle you draw here, right angle triangle, cot A is given. So if I mark this as angle A, if I am marking this as angle A, then its adjacent side is A. This is a right angle triangle, which is a hypotenuse. This is our hypotenuse. What is the opposite side of A? Opposite side of angle A is coming here. What is the length then? It is given as 15. Adjacent side is given as 8. So you got the figure. In the right angle triangle, which side is 8 and which side is 15. Can you find the hypotenuse?
Yes, by Pythagoras.
Yes, by Pythagoras theorem, you can find the hypotenuse. Once you find the hypotenuse, then you can take all the ratio, any ratio you want. Opposite by hypotenuse or adjacent by hypotenuse. Whatever ratio you want, you can take. Clear? So from what is given, you have to find the three sides of the right angle triangle. That is all what the question is. Whatever is given, you have to find the three sides of the right angle triangle. Once you get the three sides of the right angle triangle, you can write anything what you want. See the second one. Next, fifth question you see. Given sec theta equal to 13 by 12. Sec theta. What did you learn about sec theta?
Hypotenuse by adjacent.
Hypotenuse by adjacent. Sec theta is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent. Now sec theta is given as 13 by 12. What does that mean? 13 is the
Hypotenuse.
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 12 is the
12
Adjacent.
adjacent.
adjacent side.
We have to find opposites.
You have to find the opposite side using
Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, using Pythagoras theorem, you will find the opposite. In square root or whatever you get, you find the opposite. Now you get hypotenuse side, you get the adjacent side, you get the opposite side. Now you can write whatever you want. The question is, calculate all other trigonometric ratios. How many trigonometric ratios you should be finding?
6.
5.
There are
5.
total how many are
5.
there? Total how many are there?
6.
6 are there.
6.
Total 6 are
6.
there. One is already
1.
given here. Sec theta is given. One is already given here.
5
So
we
you have
have
to
to
write
find.
all the other
5.
5.
5.
Can
5.
you do it on your own?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Remaining things we'll do in the next class. Okay. Try it on your own. Just see here. State whether the following are true or false. This one we can finish right now. The value of tan A is always less than 1. State whether it is true or false. Tan A is always less than 1 is what is stated. Is it correct? Tan is equal to opposite by
Adjacent.
adjacent. In a triangle, if I am taking this angle, then opposite side is smaller. Isn't it? Just look at the triangle. Opposite side is smaller. So it will be less than 1. But if I am taking this angle here, then what happens to opposite side?
Become greater.
The opposite side becomes greater. Will it be less than 1?
No.
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 False.
So it is false.
No. False.
False. Second one, CK is equal to 12 by 5 for some angle of A. Is this possible or not is the question. I told you it is always a right angle triangle. Sec means hypotenuse
Hypotenuse by adjacent.
by adjacent side. So 12 and 5. Can 12 be the hypotenuse?
Yes.
Yes. 12 can be the hypotenuse. Next one. Cos A. Hypotenuse has to be bigger one, isn't it? So here 12 is big. So it is possible. Now, cos A is the abbreviation used for cosecant. Is cos the abbreviation? Abbreviation means short form. Is cos the abbreviation for cosecant?
No. That's a cosine.
For cosecant, we call it as cosec. Isn't it? For cos, it is cosine.
Cosine.
It
Sine.
is cosine. Short form of cosine is cos, not of cosecant. Short form of cosecant is cosec. So this is again false. Second one is true. Third one is again false. Fourth one. Cot A is the product of cot and A.
False.
Cot into A is cot A. Is it correct?
No.
I told you in the beginning itself, it is not multiplication. It is some other function. It is
not
not
the product.
multiplication at all. So this is false. What about the last one? Sin theta is equal to 4 by 3. Sin theta is equal to what? It is opposite side by
Opposite.
Side by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse is
hypotenuse.
low.
So which one will be
Not
bigger?
possible.
Opposite side or hypotenuse?
Hypotenuse.
Which should be the biggest one?
Hypotenuse.
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 Whether you
False.
take sine or cos, the denominator has to be bigger. Isn't it? You take sine or cos, denominator has to be bigger. Here the denominator is smaller. So is this possible?
No.
No.
No. This is false.
False.
Because denominator for sine and cos, denominator has to be hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side. Other sides cannot be more than hypotenuse. So 4 by 3 is not possible. If it is 3 by 4, we can say yes. Have you understood these things?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The remaining questions you can
Yes,
try
ma'am.
on your own whether you can do it or not, because these are all easy ones only. Like I told you, cot theta is equal to 7 by 8. Similar way you can take it is adjacent by opposite. So adjacent side is 7, opposite side is 8. Then you can find all other values and you can calculate. But these things I'll discuss with you later. Okay. So try doing all these things on your own. Will you do it?